Cardinale. He is a former lieutenant commander with the NYPD. He was with the NYPD for over 20 years. You're hearing at the same time, in real time, Joe, what everyone else is hearing, and that is that there is this indictment. It is sealed. We don't know what the charges are, but this is a federal corruption investigation. And there are so many. Again, just to go over the headlines, the FBI investigation of the mayor, the U.S. Attorney's investigation of the deputy mayors, the school chancellor, and the special assistant to the mayor, the former police commissioner being investigated for the so-called alleged shakedowns with his twin brother, the foreign influence case by another U.S. Attorney's office in Brooklyn. Just your reaction to sort of all of those headlines all at once, Joe.
Well, I agree with Alexandra that there has to be somebody that's talking. I believe that you're correct, that they would not go after somebody on this level unless they had something very solid against him. Of course, the mayor is going to fight it. He's presumed innocent until guilty. But when you have this many people in your administration that are involved, and you have the resignations, you have fire chiefs, ex-fire chiefs that are on the hook for something that we have yet to see what that's going to be all about. But when you have the police commissioner, he resigns, and then you have his brother involved in something. Then you have the Banks brothers involved, the chancellor and the, deputy mayor over there. You have so many people on such high levels. And I have to tell you that, it's almost the arrogance for all these years that everybody has seen that it's not a wonder to a lot of people. That's the best way I can put it, that it's not a wonder to people that something like this could happen because of the arrogance that surrounds City Hall.
Let me just, don't go anywhere, Joe. I just want to read a couple of things that are coming on across my desk, and that is that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, considered one of the left-leaning squad. She is representative from New York. She is calling for Mayor Adams to resign, saying this, and I quote, "I do not see how Mayor Adams can continue governing New York City. The flood of resignations and vacancies are threatening government function. Non-stop investigations will make it impossible to recruit and retain a qualified administration. For the good of the city, he must resign." And there is a response from the mayor to what Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez has said, the congresswoman. This is what the mayor is responding to her, saying, quote, "For anyone who self-righteously claims people charged with serious crimes should not be in jail, to now say that the second black mayor of New York should resign because of rumors and innuendo without even a single charge being filed is the height of hypocrisy. I am leading this city to protect it from exactly that kind of phony politics. The people of this city elected me to fight for them, and I will stay and fight no matter what." To that end, Joe, can I just ask you, Joe Cardinale, retired NYPD lieutenant commander for 21 years, where would the mayor be right now? There is an indictment. There is supposed to be an appearance tomorrow. Is there going to be an arrest and a booking?
Well, I'm sure they have this all worked out. I'm sure if it is something like that, knowing the legal system, he'll probably bring himself to them, and bring through his lawyer. And like I said, he's presumed innocent until proven guilty, and he's fighting this right now on television. But I said last week, where there's smoke, there's fire. When you have Commissioner Caban step down, then you have the two fire chiefs that are involved, then you have the deputy mayor, and then you have the school chancellor. Where there's smoke, there is fire. And I believe this snowball is going to get a lot bigger before it stops at the bottom of the hill. I think there's going to be other people dragged into this. And, I'm sure they have a good case. I'm sure they took their time with this case. You would hope so, to bring this, because this is serious misconduct that they're alleging over here. And it's something that has to be addressed, once, and hopefully just once. And you hope they get it right. But once again, he has a right to his defense. He has a right to prove himself innocent. He has a right to proclaim his innocent. But on the national stage and on the New York City stage, this doesn't look good at all.
So let me just give a little background to this evening, Joe. Eric Adams was at a reception tonight in New York City. It was with President Biden. And of course, anybody in New York knows this is UN week, and the city is just stocked with UN motorcades everywhere. President Biden, other world leaders, all before this indictment became public. So that's where the mayor was earlier this evening. And the White House pool noted at about 6 o'clock tonight that among those spotted by pool reporters at the reception was Secretary of State Antony Blinken, NSC Coordinator for Strategic Communications John Kirby, New York Mayor Adams was there, and Jose Andres, the chef and activist, was also at that. Let me also, Joe, just before I come back to you about that, because what I want to know from you is how much did the mayor potentially know about an indictment coming down, or would this have been a surprise to him as well? And how much pre-planning and coordination might the feds be doing with him in order to plan for an appearance by him, for him to come in, check in, and actually go through the booking process? So while you're going to think that through, I just want to give a quick statement from some of the other New York government officials on this remarkable development tonight. A tweet from Brad Lander says this: "First and foremost, this is a sad day for New Yorkers. Trust in public institutions, especially City Hall, is essential for our local democracy to function and for our city to flourish. The hardworking people of New York City deserve a city government and leadership they can trust. Right now, they don't have it. Mayor Adams, like all New Yorkers, deserves due process, the presumption of innocence, and his day in court. However, it is clear that defending himself against serious federal charges will require a significant amount of the time and attention needed to govern this great city. The most appropriate path forward is for him to step down so that New York City can get the full focus its leadership demands. At this urgent moment, the city leaders must focus on how we can best enable steady governance so that New York City can move forward and thrive. As the comptroller of this city, I will do everything I can to help ensure that this happens." And then Scott Stringer is calling as well for Mayor Adams to resign. This is what we're hearing in response to this incredible news of the Southern District of New York indicting the mayor. Scott Stringer says, "Eric Adams is indicted. There is simply zero chance that the wheels of government will move forward from this full steam ahead. Instead, we are left with a broken down train wreck of a municipal government. The mayor needs to resign for the good of the city. His legal fight is not our fight. While the mayor focuses on proving his innocence, the rest of us need to focus on the business of the city, building affordable housing, educating our kids, keeping this city straight."
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.